guys, Eric from Edrumcenter here. I'm going to talk about everything that happened at NAMM 2025. So first thing we saw was the new Roland and DW product, which is not quite released yet. They say it's going to be May, June when they start shipping, and we're not actually posting them on our website or taking orders on them because there's tentatively, it might be a different price than what we were told. So keep your eyes on that. We'll keep asking them about it, and as soon as we're ready to take orders on them, we'll post them and send out a newsletter, post on socials, all that kind of stuff, because there has been quite a bit of interest in that. Another thing that they showed was the Santos Rosewood limited edition shell pack, which looks amazing. We're definitely getting one at least. They only doing 40 kits worldwide, and I think the idea behind that going forward is they're going to keep making these limited runs of high-end DW shell packs, and then when they run out of wood to make those, they're going to move on to like the next one. So like, who knows what the next one will be, like zebra wood or whatever. But this one looks really good, and we're supposed to get one in soon. There's also 2 new standard finishes that came out that we'll be adding to the website very shortly. They look really cool. I just want to say that it was great to see Roland and DW back at NAMM. They had a joint booth that was really hopping. They had all the new Roland kits that came out in October. V80-716, they had the TD-716 set up. The the VQD kits were set up. It was hard to even get in and even play on any of those kits. They were pretty much, always somebody on those kits. And then on the other side was the DWE, and they're showing off the new wireless stuff. And they had a lot of good performances. Thomas Lang played, Amr Hakim. They had a meet and greet with Luke Holland, I think, at one point. I was kind of in and out of that booth a lot, but I didn't stay there the whole time, obviously. So, but it was great. It's great to see them, and glad to have them back. Next thing we went to was the Efnote booth. As soon as I walked up, Stevie Wonder was there again. He was playing on the Efnote Mini, I think, and talking to Mike Bedard. And their booth has been the same spot the past several years. It's been pretty hopping, and it's a good location. They showed off the Efnote 3B for the first time, which we had just done our unboxing video and everything on that one. And those kits are now selling or shipping, and we're selling them quite a bit. So I wanted to take a little bit of a second. This isn't necessarily NAMM related, but just talk about ATV, because a big topic of the show was like, hey, is ATV, you're not doing a booth, is ATV doing okay, that kind of stuff. We're having meetings with them this week, and we're still getting gear. We got a container in October, a big one that set us for a while. So we've got plenty of cymbals. I think we have almost every kit that they make in stock right now. So they're still available, but they, for sure haven't come out with anything new in a long time. And that's what we're gonna, talk to them about, see what the timeline is on something new, and maybe we'll have something to show next NAMM for those guys. For the next new product that we saw, this is actually Justin from 65 Drums pointed this out. I actually must have walked past the booth and totally missed it. But NewX has a new DM110 kit, which I believe is their least expensive kit to date. It's a little bit less than, it's $100 less than the DM210, which is $549. This one comes at $449. It's got all mesh pads. It's got a fixed hi-hat. It's very similar to the DM210 or maybe like a Nitro Max from Alesis, something like that. It seemed to work okay. The module's very basic. It's just like a kit up, kit down power button. But there's supposedly an app, which I didn't get to play with, that allows you to like mess with kits and customize a little bit and stuff like that. So we'll get one of these in, we'll unbox it, we'll try it out and kind of see how it goes. But for $449 for an all mesh kit, I mean, doesn't seem like a bad option. And we like their other kits pretty well. So, and kind of a surprise was a new Yamaha kit, which is really more of a new configuration than a new kit, but it's a new product and it's a good price. So it's the DTX 6K3-M. So it's essentially the DTX 6K3, but instead of the TCS textured silicone pads, it's mesh pads, and the mesh pads are a little bigger. The other thing that's cool is it comes in at a $200 lower price. So at $1,699, we think this is actually a pretty good deal. A decent module, mesh pads, Yamaha cymbals, which are quiet, and it just seems like a pretty good deal from Yamaha. So we'll definitely be getting these in. We'll do an unboxing video on this one and be stocking this one. So we talked to Gewa a little bit. We're technically still a dealer for them, but we took them off our website because we didn't really love the cymbals, and a lot of customers were like complaining about like when they got them, and so we didn't feel good about like continuing to sell them if we didn't like the product, especially for what they were charging. So, but we talked to them at NAMM, and we talked to them at the Music City Drum Show where that's when they were introducing their new cymbals, which are very much like in the same style as ATV or Efnote. What they told us is that they're not really shipping anything right now. They're getting these new cymbals in, they're getting the triggering, working with them, and we're gonna get them back in and try them, once they get that done. See if it's a go, and then we'll probably start selling their stuff again, is the way it's looking. Don't hold that in stone, but it does seem like all the complaints that we had, they're addressing, and hopefully they'll be a good viable option going forward. While we were at NAMM, Zildjian came out with a new firmware, which we actually downloaded when I got back and tried it, and wow, the cymbals are much better, than even they were before in the last firmware. They're much more where we thought they would be at launch. They're pretty good. It's to the point now where like they've added some sounds, they've added some kits, they've cleaned up the triggering on the cymbals. This is definitely should be a harder look than it has been. So that's really good. The other big news from NAMM is we picked up QSC speakers. It's funny, their CEO had bought an ATV kit from us a couple years ago and was just like, what speakers do you guys sell? And I think at the time, really all I had was Yamaha and Roland. And he's like, you should sell QSC. And I was like, okay. So didn't really get around to it right away, but we reached out to QSC. He was like, hey, your CEO wants to sell your speakers. And just for some reason, it just never really happened. I'm busy and maybe should have followed up a little bit more, but I talked to them at NAMM, and they're like, oh yeah, we've been meaning to get this done, and they talked us through the lineup, and they just came out with a new product, which looks really cool. It's a new column speaker called the KC12, and we're hoping to get those in the next 30 days. If you're interested in some QSC, now would be a good time to reach out to us. So let us know about that. There's a couple other things that happened at NAMM. We talked to some influencers about working with them, getting the Hawk Drums name out there a little bit more, because we're really ramping up the production of the Flight Series. We want to get those out more into people's hands so they can try them out. So keep an eye on that kind of stuff going forward. Other than that, I think that's really all the new products. There wasn't a ton of new products, so to speak, but there's more to talk about than just the new products. So it was really, really cool walking around, seeing everybody. It was great weather. It seems like NAMM is back. It was way busier than last couple years. It seems to be just getting busier and busier, and big companies like Roland, DW, Fender. I think Gibson was back. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the guitar stuff, but yeah, it's cool to see all the big players come back to NAMM, and it was great seeing everybody. If I missed anybody, definitely feel free to reach out. We'll hook up. Yeah, it was a great show. A lot of walking, which is good, and it was great weather. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and subscribe for more. We'll talk to you next time, and keep an eye on our channel for new videos.